The first measure that I would like to address is the movement of citizens. We have gotten reports from right across the island, and it is clear that whilst there was a fairly high level of compliance to the various orders that were made over the last 2 weeks, that over the last weekend, we recognize that there is an increase in movement. This increase in movement has come at a time when we are expecting that there would be a greater probability for infections, given the fact that we have had coming into the island close to 7,000 visitors and residents and Jamaicans and citizens, of which approximately 1,500 left the island. So we're still having a considerable number of persons who would have come into the island who we cannot say with certainty that they were faithful to the quarantine rules. And therefore, they are generally abroad in the society. They are within the country, moving around. The challenge with that is that that could be the precursor of community spread. And so the more you are moving around, the more likely it is that we could have an increase in the numbers. Effective 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. for 7 days, starting on April the 1st, there will be an all-island curfew. Let me repeat. The police has been instructed to enforce an all-island curfew starting at 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following day. And this starts on the 1st of April to the 7th of April. In fact, AG, it would roll into the 8th of April at 6 a.m. Just to be clear on that.
We currently have 36 confirmed cases of COVID-19. That's 4 additional cases from previously announced, so 4 additional cases in the last 24 hours. The members are a 54-year-old female from St. Mary, and the mode of transmission is under investigation. A 34-year-old female from St. James with a travel history to New York. A 74-year-old female from St. Catherine with a travel history from New York. And our first frontline healthcare worker, a 45-year-old female with a contact with someone who was being treated, one of the positive cases. I'm happy to report, however, as the Prime Minister said earlier, that she's doing well. We believe that her prognosis is very positive and that she will recover. There are now 23 imported cases of the total number, 11 import-related, 2 cases are under investigation, and the average age of the persons who have been infected is 52.7 years, ranging from a minimum of 24 years to the eldest at 87 years. The ministry is pleased to advise, too, that one of the patients, patient 5 from St. Anne, who tested positive for COVID-19, has now recovered and has been released from hospital. So I think we can celebrate our first fully recovered COVID-19 case. This is patient number 5. And there's a protocol to determining when one is released. And I want to just outline that and then make one other point. That individual, having been treated and become asymptomatic, meaning not displaying any other symptoms, would be tested twice within a 48-hour period. And if the tests return negative, then the conclusion is the person is fit and ready to be released. And this has been the case with this individual.
This is the time when we have to be extra vigilant. We have been doing pretty well so far, but I want the population to realize that we now have 36 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the population. That means that at this time, we have the potential to have more cases. We have a lot of persons who have come into the country who may not be self-isolating or self-quarantining themselves. And these persons pose a very, very great risk. They pose a great risk for the numbers to shoot up. So the population has to understand that while it appears to you that things may be looking good, if it is that you do not take action now, then things have the potential to get very worse. Right now, we are following a trajectory that is looking at a doubling of the number of cases approximately every 8 days. If we continue along this trajectory, then we will keep our cases reasonably down. We will continue to keep the curve flat, and flat meaning below what it is that our health system is able to manage. If it is that persons do not stay at home, persons who have traveled to countries where where they may have been exposed, if they do not stay at home, they have the potential to infect other persons, and our numbers are going to go up. If there are persons who have had contact with our 36 confirmed cases, if they do not stay at home, then our numbers will also rise. And we will move from a potential doubling every 8 days to possibly a doubling every 5 days, and worst case, where we could have a doubling every 2 days, resulting in a significant number of cases. According to the graph here, 4,608 possibly confirmed by the 12th of April, if it is that persons do not take their responsibilities seriously and stay home.
We will amend the order to require now, to mandate that those persons who came into the island and who are still here between the 18th of March and the 23rd of March, that they must report to the Ministry of Health utilizing the website which we published the last time, which is jamcovid19.moh.gov.jm, or call the Ministry of Health's hotline, which is 8881-LOVE. We ask that you utilize those two routes to contacting the Ministry of Health, and we ask that you faithfully disclose to the representative who answers the phone or the website that you're interacting with all the information that is required, particularly of your current health status and whether or not you were maintaining the quarantine, and how we can get in touch with you in terms of your address, telephone number, so we can understand your health status and assist you if it is that you are showing symptoms. So we have taken a second look at the order for markets, and we have decided that we will make an adjustment to the order, and that is from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we will increase the opening hours. The order now stipulates that markets are open from 6 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon for the week. Now we're stipulating that from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, The market will open at 6 a.m. as specified, but they will close at 6 p.m. And that is to allow persons to use the market without clustering in the market, to allow persons to have more hours for scheduled visits to the market than to have everyone trying to get to the market before closing at 6 and therefore having congestion in the market and reduced space for social distancing.